And welcome back to another episode of the Brian Zimmerman Show, where I share personnel tell-all stories and revelations on my good and bad experiences in sales, music, marketing, and radio. I thought I'd take a moment to reflect on the passing of Ace Frehley of Kiss. Ace Frehley was one of my guitar heroes, and kind of ironic that it's the first of any real musician, the mind that I have been influenced by has passed, as well as not all four original members of Kiss are alive today. No pun intended. We, as fans, heard about his fall in the studio, which was one of the first, I guess, the first part of this whole story, and didn't really think anything of it other than I hope he's okay, and hope he gets back out on the road soon, because he was in the middle of doing shows and touring and that sort of thing. And then the next thing we know is that he's canceling shows due to health issues, medical issues, and that was a little bit concerning. And okay, well, again, hope everything is okay and get well soon, that sort of thing, right? And then it was that he was canceling all the remainder of the 2025 shows for this year. So that was kind of another part of the story. And then we had heard the news about him being on life support, which, going from a fall to life support, kind of seemed kind of very strange in a sense, right? A fall to life support was kind of quick in a sense of what happened. And then a buddy of mine posted on Facebook that Ace is gone. And I said, no, he's not. I said, there's no official word yet. How do you know he's gone? Well, I have my sources. He said, well, I said, till there's an official word, because I didn't believe him. I don't think anybody believed him. There was all these conflicting reports. People were saying he was gone. People were saying, no, he's still alive. And then, unfortunately, we got the official word that he did, in fact, pass. And we're still trying, as fans, to kind of make sense of that. I saw yesterday Eddie Trunk posting a video that Ace fell twice. The first time he was all right, but then the second time he said he fell down the stairs, and that's what did him in. And what's kind of disappointing, kind of irks me, is that there's postings on Facebook and even on the news where they're showing a picture of Tommy Thayer, Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley has passed on, and they're showing a picture of Tommy Thayer. And this is what happens when you put original makeup on a new member, and then the new generation of fans coming in and don't know the difference between Ace and Tommy. And then also, too, people are still mispronouncing his last name. Especially Eddie Trunk. He should know better than that. It's not Frehley. A lot of people call him Ace Frehley. It's not Frehley. It's Frehley. He said it himself in many multiple interviews that has got questions about how do you pronounce your last name, and it's Frehley. I became a Kiss fan back in the early 90s. And I remember actually in grade school, a few years before that, somebody wrote the Kiss logo on one of the bathroom stalls. So that was my first, seeing of something of Kiss. And then I remember seeing them on the front cover of People magazine, the August 18th, 1980 cover issue of People. I think it might have been in my grandparents' house. And then I read somewhere that Destroyer was the album to end all Kiss albums. So at that point, I said, well, I gotta get this album. I gotta check this out. So Kiss Destroyer was my first Kiss album, and it's still a favorite of mine today. And then I went on to buy one of the greatest live albums, Kiss Alive. And then one of the most influential Ace records is his solo album, his 1978 solo album that had a great impact on me guitar-wise when I was a teenager, and influenced me a lot writing songs in the early 90s. I first saw Kiss back in 2000 when they were doing the farewell tour, the 2000 farewell tour at the Meadowlands, which was an incredible show. And then I saw them again in Trenton that same year. And then Ace left in 2002, and Tommy came into the band. And I went to the show at the PNC Bank Arts Center, and Ace's absence was immediately felt and heard, where you have this imposter guy and trying to imitate and replicate Ace's licks and playing, and I was just completely bummed out and disappointed that there's Kiss isn't Ace is Kiss. Kiss isn't anything without Ace, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of fans feel the same way. And again, Tommy is, Tommy used to be their road manager, or their, he was always a part of the Kiss family. But I wanted to reflect on this a little bit today, as many people have posted on their social media outlets, platforms, that sort of thing, and still trying to, make sense of it all. And but I think that at the end of the day, Kiss will always live on, especially with the rock honors coming up, the Kennedy Rock Honors, and I think it's next month, where Ace and the original members have been inducted. That's going to be an interesting and unfortunate event without Ace. But long live Ace Frehley. That is all for me. I'm Brian. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.